Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah,
Imagine
man.
that.
Yeah. Who does that though?
God bless me. I was fruitful and I multiplied. Don't judge
I
me.
get it. Again, I'm not judging you at all. I'm not judging you at all. Hey,
But you
hey.
gotta pay. Look, you gotta pay to play now.
You
You
gonna have
gotta
to
pay to
pay
play.
now. 1,400.
You gotta
When
pay
he
to
was
play.
listen,
You
when
was
he was feeding me
multiplying.
the
You
food,
was multiplying, and the county was getting high. How about that?
All in the same. That's degrading somebody all in the same. It
Well,
is
I think
degrading. It is degrading.
okay, well, and here's the thing. That's not a matter of opinion. The thing, what you have to understand is you can call it degrading, but once again, when you look at statistics, men, when I mean these are polls, these are Pew polls, and these, that you can actually look up. Men between the ages of 15 to 65 find women between the ages of 22 and 25 the most attractive. Okay, so and that's all men. You know what I mean? That's a huge portion of men. So and what you have to understand is that we're calling someone low value. It's not so much a diminishment. Yes, people feel bad, but it's not diminishing the person. All I'm saying is that your sexual market value diminishes as a woman with age. Okay, that's it. Your sexual market value with children
I
diminishes
don't think
as a
so.
woman.
I don't think. I
It just
don't think
does.
that. So we're gonna start it right here. Ah, thoughts. Let me get thoughts.
What was I at for that show? Was I sick?
Yes, you were. You were sick that show. That's when you were in the hospital.
I'm like, wait,
That was
I
the
had to
high
have been.
value man show. That was the high value man show right there.
I'm happy I missed that one. Me and him would have been beefing the whole night. He wouldn't have liked nothing I had to say.
You know, it's funny. You said that before the show even aired. You told me that before you were in the hospital. You told me you were gonna have a problem with that. Okay, so I have a question for you. What
What's up?
was your favorite show since you've been on the gag?
Hmm. Mm. The one with Corey.
I'm
All time
glad it's
favorite is
hard. I'm
Corey.
glad it's hard. That means we had a lot of good shows on here.
Yeah, because it went from, the Quahilia and May Jean situation. That was a
Hmm.
good show too, because that was
Yes,
funny
that
to
was
me.
a good one.
I
That
was
was a good
cracking
one.
up. That was
That
a
was
really good one. And then of course, I'm gonna pick Corey. I'm
okay.
gonna pick Corey. I
Okay.
have to, cause that
Okay.
was the funniest. Like out of everything and everybody on here, I look.
You know
He can
what?
come back, cause
I
that's a
got a
good laugh.
clip for Corey. I got a clip for Corey from you. Here you May. Give him a second.
One second.
May, give him a
One
second.
second.
Give him 1 second.
One
Give him
second.
1 second,
For
May.
one,
May, give him a second.
for one, I never said I'm a therapist. I'm not a therapist. A
Okay.
therapist is when you go and you lay on that couch.
Yep.
You go lay on that couch. That's a therapist. For two, sleeping.
Keep going,
Uh,
Mr. Hubbard. Keep going, Mr. Hubbard. Keep going. I'm
okay.
trying to I'm
So
trying to calm May down. Go
number
ahead.
two, I don't shit where I lay my head at.
Okay.
Business and pleasure is totally two different things. I don't sleep with none.
Corey was a character on the show. I will say that he was drunk. He was always drunk, and that's one thing I can count on him to have been.
Absolutely. Look, my favorite question. How many shots in we is today, buddy?
That's yeah, that was a pretty good show. Welcome to the Gag Order. My name is Ali Major, and with me is my fabulous co-host Kia, and Meijin will be in the building in a couple seconds. Tonight we're diving into a hilariously controversial topic. Is social media actually making us dumber? Hold on one second. There she goes. Let's get her in the building. Hello, May.
Hey,
Hey, before we get
how's
started,
everybody?
oh, we're doing fine. Thank you. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just bringing in the show. So hold on one second. Before we get started, let's face it, social media is everywhere and we all use it. But we're getting smarter. Or is it our intelligence? Our intelligence is taking a nosedive. Some say it's a tool for connection and knowledge, while others argue it's a breeding ground for misinformation and mindless scrolling. A study from University of California suggests that heavy social media users may experience decreased critical thinking skills. So, are we losing the ability to think for ourselves, or are we just evolving into a new kind of genius? Let's break it down and have some fun with this debate. Um, Thank you for joining us, and let's get into this thought-provoking topic. First, I would like to say hey to my lovely, fabulous co-host. How you doing, May? How you doing, Kia?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How you
Hey,
doing?
I'm good.
Okay, Kia, how you doing?
I'm cool. How y'all?
Doing all
Good.
right. Thank you. I just want to touch base and see how we all feeling tonight. So, to kick things off, I got a loaded question. Let's see. How many of you feel like you've learned something valuable from social media? And how many of you have just gotten lost in a rabbit hole of dumbass videos? So I'll start with May. May, have you learned anything valuable from social media?
Um, I think yes and no. I think that it's like anything else, it's how you use it. But I definitely do believe that what it's done is it's limited our curiosity. I do feel that people take things that they see on the internet at face value without really looking into it or seeing whether or not it's true, especially in terms of our media, our news coverage. You know, they
Stay
show us
reading my
snippets,
mind.
they make it appear the way that they're not. It's just a whole thing.
Get out of here.
And I think,
Get out of
like I
here.
said, with with social media between memes and TikToks and everything else, people don't feel like they have to look for the information. They just take things very much at face value. And
Okay.
that I feel is a problem.
Absolutely. And like I was saying, get out of here because you're all in here. How do you know what I'm about to ask questions
Right.
next? Kia, how do you feel about this? Have you learned something valuable from social media?
Yes.
Okay.
My answer is yes to both of the questions because I will literally sit there and know I'm watching the dumbest video on the fucking internet, and I'll sit there and watch that bitch like 3 times. Like I don't
Yep.
know what it is. Like, and I know it's one of the dumbest videos I've ever seen, but I think I'd be stuck in shock about it. Like, yo, who the fuck made this? What did they have
Absolutely.
going on in their head? Like they got too much time on their hand, type of shit. And
I
I
get
think that's
that.
the only reason why I be so intrigued about the dumbness. Like, yo, what the hell? I done seen it all. That's on social media. I have seen it all.
Absolutely. I have too. It's crazy. The amount of bullshit that I see. But I do see a lot of learning videos. I have learned a lot, especially those videos that like show you little tricks that you use with household shit. You know what I mean? Those right there
Oh
are
yeah, the little hacks
amazing.
and shit. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I be with it. That's why I
Yes,
say it's yes
those
to
are
both
fucking
questions.
amazing ass videos. I've also learned like guinea pig habits and shit from online. Like I got a couple guineas over here. You know what I'm saying? So I learned their habits and shit from online. And so I learned a little bit. I learned a little bit from online. That shit is cool. Um let's see. Do you hold on. Hold on. Where'd you go? You disappeared on me. Where we at?
I don't know what happened here.
Hold on one second, man. I'm gonna bring you right back. Just 1 second. There we go, right there. Bam. Let's get her up. Let me unlock this. Pardon me. Anyways, we keep talking. Uh, do you think social media is enhancing our knowledge or making us dumber? That is a serious question. Some people
Both.
stay on social media for hours on end. So I'm gonna ask Kia. You said
Both.
both. You said both. Um, I don't think we can have it both ways. I don't think we can have it
I
both
think that you
ways.
can.
Okay. Okay. You think it's making us smarter? Okay. Um, I'll save that for another time because I have a
It's
question about
based
that.
off of,
Based
hold
on
on,
what?
no, it's based off, basically, it's based off of what you're trying to like. All right, so if I specifically get on social media and I type in something about cooking because I'm trying to find something to do with cooking,
Mhm.
it's all about what you're looking for, though. What you're looking for and your perception of it.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So
True.
technically speaking, if somebody has a video and they put something in a video and you feel as though that's not the right answer to something that you're trying to do, but you already didn't have an answer to it in the beginning, it's you gonna be the dummy in the end because somebody just put an answer out there. It's up to you to test and try the solution out.
Okay. I get it. I get it. But I like to play devil's advocate and think of the other side. How many hours is a person online and they're researching how to do something or FYI videos? If they're that type of person and they do that shit all the time and that's all they get from the internet, then that's fine. But somebody, let's take a young-minded person, whether old or young, they can be young-minded. And they can sit there for 8 to 10 hours flipping through what is fight videos or what is prank videos or all these other videos. What per se challenge happens then? Is it actually knowledge? Is it actually knowledge to learn how to prank your sister? Is it actually knowledge? I mean, it is knowledge one way or the other, but is it useful? That is the key. That right there is the key. Is it enhancing? Is it enhancing your knowledge? Okay, it is. You're right. You're right, Kia. It is enhancing it. Watching. I don't care what you watch. You can learn something from a dummy. You're right. But is it enhancing your knowledge in a good way? That's the question. You know, I don't think people today, especially kids. I know kids at 6 months old who can use phones already. They already know how to do the shit.
Absolutely.
So it's like,
Hmm.
if you take their mind in tow, if you take their mind in tow and say, okay, a person like that on social media 8 to 12 hours a day, what does that do to a brain? You know, and that is the key
But are they
factor.
actually sitting there? But are they sitting there to look for an actual answer to something though?
How many of them are
That's the
going
whole
to?
thing.
How many of them are going to? Let's face it. Let's face it. They're gonna
I
watch.
mean, some
They
of them will, but how many of the younger generation that we realistically talking about really gonna sit there and be like, "What is or how do you prank somebody?" Like, who's gonna type that
Oh no,
in?
no, no, no! They're not gonna do that. How do you prank somebody? They're gonna say prank videos, and then they're gonna watch and laugh at the prank videos, which then the brain receptacles are gonna learn how to do it. Oh, they put a piece of tape on the wall and put a balloon up there, and it's full of water. When they clicked open the door, the balloon fell. See what I'm saying? So I mean, it it it
Yeah, I
it
get it.
it kind of teaches them in that method, not exactly how to. You put the tape right here, about 60 inches over this way. No, it's not. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about somebody who takes that and thinks that it's fact. A lot of people take the internet and think it's fact, as if I'm going to get into. Um, oh my gosh, what happened here? Why am I missing May and all of these screens? Let's go. But anyways, do you think we're just
I don't.
getting lazy in the way that Kia, as we consume information? Hold on, man. I got you, man. I just gotta unblock these right here. Some reason all yours are blocked out. So as I go through screen to screen, we're gonna clear it out. You'll be back up here. But yet and still, the way we consume information now, do you think that we're consuming it in a lazy fashion? I mean, as though, and I'm gonna give you guys an example. When I was younger, or even when I was incarcerated, I had to go to the library and pick up a book. This book I had to flip through page to page and read the page to page. I didn't get a summary of the book through YouTube telling me what the book was about. So I'm saying that's a 3-minute introduction. It takes you 3 minutes to learn about the book on YouTube, but yet still I learned the intricate details in the book. So do you think we're just getting lazy in how we consume information is a true question.
Well,
Hell
can
yeah.
I go back?
Yes, you can go,
I,
May. Let me get that.
I don't think so. I don't think so. So to go back to the first part of it, right? It's your predisposition anyway. So if you are predispositioned to want to prank people, that's what you're going to look up. So yeah, maybe back in the day it took a little more effort. You either had to get the knowledge from one of the OGs, right? Or you had to go look it up in a book, but if you wanted to do it, you're still going to find a way to do it. So what the internet has done is it's given us broader access to to knowledge. It's also given us an advantage in terms of ease. So I don't feel that the type of information that the individual is seeking changes regardless of how they can get, get the whatever. Like I watched this TikTok the other day. It was if criminals were influencers.
Yeah.
And it was so funny. Like he went through the whole thing of how he was robbing the lady's house, right?
Yeah.
And but it's true. Like if you want to do something, that's you're going to figure it out. If I decide tomorrow I want to steal cars, obviously it's not what it was when we were 18, right? I would have to go and find someone to show me how to make electric keys and do all the stuff that you would need to do to steal this version of today's cars.
Okay.
With the internet, I could probably go on and Google it and watch a YouTube video about it. But I was still looking for the information. So even when our phones show us those, what do they call it? Those subliminal messages, it's because it's things that it's picking up that we're talking about. So if you're talking about babies, all of a sudden there's Pampers in your news feed and, formula and this and that. If I'm talking about,
You talk about the marketing
robbing cars,
strategies that they're using by listening to you and
right,
devices, watching what you order and shit like that.
right. So it's
Yeah.
just making it easier. You're still the one looking for the information. So I
Okay.
don't think it's making anyone any better or worse.
Okay.
It's like porn. Look, it's like porn, right? No matter what, even when you had to walk to the center of town and buy a cassette tape,
Yeah.
people still watched porn. It didn't deter anyone. Does it make it easier now that we could type it in a Google search and find it? Absolutely. But it's not changing the amount of people who want to look for it. The people who want to see it are still going to look. Just like the men back in the day when they used to have Hustler and Playboy and everything delivered to the house. I used to babysit for a lot of people, and most of the husbands had some kind of subscription to something.
Okay.
They were still looking for it.
I'm going to disagree with you, May. I'm going to disagree with you for 3 or 4 reasons. I'm going to disagree with you because this question says, do you think we're getting lazy in how we consume information? Not only are we getting lazy in how we consume information, we're getting lazy in how we go get consumer products as Amazon and all these businesses who deliver to your house. We're getting lazy as far as what we want to do as a society. We're getting definitely lazy as far as how we consume information, because how kids learned before and how they learn today is 2 different monsters. And I believe, as far as what I've seen so far, that the learning processes today are different and more. Parents are complaining about how their kids are being taught in school. They're not being taught the traditional way of math, which math does not change. Numbers is one thing, ladies, that do not change, but they choose to change a system that was already working on math.
Right, because it wasn't working. So the reason why they changed Common Core Math, let me finish talking. The reason why they changed it to Common Core Math is because it sets you up to think better for algebra. Because the way that we were processing our information to begin with was for elementary math, and it doesn't set your brain up to work for higher functioning math. So that is why I started teaching.
Why not? That's the foundation of math, May. That makes no sense.
Because of what? Listen, it absolutely
algebra is not the
does,
foundation of math.
Great process.
Addition
Listen,
is.
if we do everything the same all the time. Society never progresses. So for you to say, "Oh, we didn't do it like we did 50 years ago," just sounds ignorant.
It's not
They
50
don't do it
years
that
ago,
way.
it's 10 years ago.
They
And by you
it's
saying that
10
algebra
years
is the
ago.
main math that
This has
we
been
use,
going
I
on.
don't use
This
algebra
has
on a
been
daily
going since.
basis. I don't use algebra
Well,
on a
I'm
daily
trying.
basis. That sounds jackass
I
dumb.
have a daughter who's 29, and they've been doing Common Core math since she was in high school. So that's at least 20 years that they've been doing this now. So it's not new, first and foremost.
It is new.
Second of all, does it what we are lazy in now is the pursuit of the information. We don't have to go looking for it like we used to. We don't have to go find books. We don't have to go find the guy in the street who could tell us. We do have it at our fingertips. However, again, I don't feel that that changes how we consume things. As far as the Amazon and everything else goes, the reason why they're doing that is because they don't want to pay us working wages and the corporations. Again, it has nothing to do with laziness. It has to do with corporate greed. So I understand where you're coming from, but you're putting it on the consumer when it's not. It's what's being presented to us. Because if stores and small
The
businesses
consumer
and everything
controls the
else
market,
go
May. If we don't spend $1 to them, they don't get it. The
no, they,
consumer controls the market.
no, they, okay, so then where are you going to get the food?
What do you mean? There's
Where are you going to
farmers.
get your
I can
groceries?
grow my own
People
food.
are not going to, people are not going to go without. What you're talking about are boycotts, and it's been a million years since anyone boycotted anything. People are going to get
for your information,
people are going
January
to get
12th,
their
there'll be a
products.
boycott too, right there in DC. For your
People are
information, there'll be a
going to get their
boycott right there in
products
DC.
from wherever is the cheapest and most convenient, period, the end. And what they did with COVID was make people comfortable with staying in their houses and made them fearful of going outdoors. And that fed this market of DoorDash and all that other stuff. But again, it has nothing to do with helping us as consumers. It has to do with helping the corporation. So just because we're being fed a different way of doing things doesn't mean
We're
that it's a
allowing that.
result.
We allow
Right?
that. We're killing.
We didn't
We're
allow
killing
anything.
local
We
businesses
didn't allow
because
anything.
we're
With COVID,
lazy.
you had no choice.
You do have a choice. People were going out during COVID, May. You should know that. People were
Listen,
catching COVIDs
the
in clubs
stores,
everywhere.
right, and they were getting arrested.
They're so
Okay,
interested to go
you
to a
couldn't go
club
to
and go
stores.
party, but they won't
You
go
couldn't
to
go
a
to stores.
store locally and buy.
No, you could not. No, you could not. I don't know what your town did, but our town, no, you could not. The only reason why I was allowed to go out because for my job, I had a letter that stated that for medical purposes, I was allowed to be on the road.
Man, how long was it when they had a lockdown and we couldn't be out no day?
Over a year. It was over a year.
No. False.
This may be not your state, but yes, it was. Kids didn't even go back to school for a whole year. And when they did go back
that's
after
kids
the
in
first year, they
school.
went back on a
We're
hybrid
talking about
schedule.
people going to the grocery
I
store.
have children in school. We're talking about everything. It all was the same answer.
We're talking about people going to businesses and buying or going out and buying or going out
right.
and they were doing that.
Going to go out. People are not going to go out and spend $20 when they can order it off Amazon for $10. Bottom line.
Excuse me, I can disagree. Excuse me, I disagree because I'm one of them motherfuckers that was out. COVID and all, had a mask on, going to the grocery store. If I needed something in my fucking house, I was going to go fucking get it. And I was considered an essential worker.
Because
there was no nothing.
If your state didn't allow it, you wouldn't have been out. And Massachusetts.
Oh, well, guess what? Well, then I guess they fucking allowed it because, baby, guess who was out? An essential worker and all.
There was a bunch of states, though. There was. I don't know how many states. Matter of fact, let me find out how many states actually were on full lockdown during COVID. But anyways, regardless of that, let's see what we have here. I'm gonna keep looking at that. A Pew Research study says 64 Americans think social media has a mostly negative effect on our ability to critically think. And I added this to say, what about those ridiculous viral challenges. You know, you have people recreating viral challenges just to recreate viral challenges. No matter, there was one that I seen that people were stacking boxes or not boxes, crates up at high rates and then climbing up to the top just to do a handstand on the top of these fucking crates. You know how many people got hurt, injured, and all that bullshit over that dumbass challenge? But they did that dumbass challenge. And I'm using this as a sign to say, listen, you know, idiocracy, it spreads. Negativity, it spreads. So when you put it out there, if you put a mass murderer out there that goes out there and does some dumb shit on the internet, guaranteed there's probably going to be a copycat that tries to follow his fucking footsteps.
Well, I'm not with the idiocracy, right? But I did see that viral challenge that you referring to. And I'm going to tell you, the one that I seen, I was just so fucking fascinated because the lady had heels on. The lady did the shit with heels on. Like, I was just so fucking fascinated. The shit was ridiculous. Like, I'm like, what's the fuck?
What'd you say, man?
Again, it's just that it's more accessible. How many times, so Ali, you never heard when we were growing up the Pop Rocks and the soda? You never heard when we were growing up tipping the cows, or the races
but
racing. We did all the same dumbass challenges. I
didn't tip cows. I actually went there to pick mushrooms, and it just so happened that somebody I was with laughed and said, "Watch this," and they did that. But I wasn't the one ducking down behind the cow trying to get the motherfucking flip over me.
Okay, but the point is, you're acting like all this is new in society. It's not. It's just accessible.
It wasn't on a level like it is today, May. So I don't know how you can disagree that the internet is opening up a wave of idiocracy, that people just keep coming with more and more dumb shit.
Now. Everything is on display now.
You can't
Every
hide
social
it
media,
no
you
more.
can go live. Everybody can record any part of their day for anything. You can record just about any fucking thing and put it online right now.
People used to do dumb shit in the woods, and it would stay in the woods.
Okay, but this is right. So it's accessibility. So back in the day, if you were the girl who pissed her pants, the only people who knew you pissed your pants were the people in the school that you went to, and then whoever else they happened to tell, right?
Yep. Nowadays they put you online. Everybody in the world know you pissed your shit.
Right. Now everybody in the world is going to know I pissed my pants because you're going to put me on social media. So that's how it's changed. Oh, it's just like serial killers, right? I actually looked this up the other day. It was so interesting because I was like, like I haven't heard anything about like a serial killer in a while. So I was like, I wonder if, like our instances in society of social media, since everything has died down. No, there's a million fucking serial killers still, but like they don't tell us about them like they did in the 70s, which is weird.
I don't think there's a million of them. I don't think there's a million of them, but I agree. There's not a million serial killers in the world. Just like there's not a million.
Lot of them.
Everybody's not a weirdo, and I'm gonna stand up for some dudes. I'm not standing up for all of them, but I'm gonna stand. Everybody's not a fucking weirdo who wants to just inflict pain and take advantage of people all goddamn day. Not everybody's like that. I for one, I don't give a shit. Okay. I'm not doing that.
What I'm saying is, there's not more people like that now than there was 20 years ago. It's all the same. People are the same.
It is all the same. You're right. There's just as many people as there was before that is today. But I don't think it's the mass majority like that. For real. I'm sorry.
I looked it up the other day.
Oh shit. But anyways, at this time I would like to go to a commercial. I need something to groove to.
You know that won't play like me. Something that your money won't reach. Then she gave no love for me. Oh, yeah. You know that won't play like me. Something that your money won't reach. Then she moves so sexually. Oh, it's a million now. It's a million now. It's a million now. It's a million now. Gotta keep them pockets greased up, can't slip. Gotta get my mama's new whip, new crib. Tell your shawty listen from the city, from the sticks. And no matter where I throw it, you should know it's gonna.
Okay, ladies, when you scroll through social media, how much time do you think you spend learning versus laughing at memes? Let me start with May. Can I start with you, May?
Absolutely. I definitely like to look for information online. So I think that it depends on what kind of mood I'm in. There's days when I don't look for any information. I just want to watch reels and dumb shit, right? And then there's other days where, it's my day to read the news or do whatever it is else that I want to look up or read. And sometimes I do both in the course of a day. I feel like it really depends. But again, what I want to stress is I feel like for someone like me, I've always been a person who likes knowledge. I've always read. I've always, looked to different things. I like diversity. So I utilize the internet in a good way because that is my personality. Um, I think that someone who is mindless scrolling and doing all these things, bed rotting, they're going to do it regardless, whether it be with a TV, a computer. Again, I just feel like it's the broadband and it's the accessibility, right? These people function how they function and they set themselves up within whatever is available. And so again, these people that you're talking about, these lazy people, they were always lazy. They just, instead of, doing whatever, it was like the Peg Bundy back in the day where they were laying on the couch eating bonbons, watching TV, or scrolling. Instead of scrolling, they were looking through all the magazines or, that type of thing. But the behaviors don't change. It's just the modem of which they're accessible,
Got you.
if that makes sense.
May, can I clarify something?
Absolutely.
All right. I don't want people to think that I don't know if I did, it was a mistake and I'm gonna recant my statement. But I don't think I called people lazy people. I said it causes them to learn at a lazy level, meaning as though it's easier, meaning as though they're catching multiple sums of information in big doses, meaning as though that the mind handles things in repetition. And a lot of times when you repeat something, you start to learn something and then you start to know it and then it becomes habit and then you got it. You understand it. Meaning as though when they're coming to this internet and they're looking at these massive chunks of information, it's in. And I know people can get in one ear and out the other. So, you learn it for the second, a little something. Just like I met somebody who told me they want to know a little bit about a lot. And it's like, okay, but he can only tell me little segments of each shit. He didn't hardly know a motherfucking thing. So I'm thinking to myself, this is what I mean. I don't mean to call people lazy. I don't want to call people lazy because they're not actually lazy. They do what they want to do for what they want at high rates. So if the person likes dumb shit, they're gonna be on dumb shit on 1,000. If they in the streets, they in the streets 1,000. Somebody who's working at GE might call him lazy or might call him a bum. But actually, he's out there trying to get it himself. So they're just seeing it in two different ways. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to call people lazy. What I'm saying is that they're using cheatful ways and cheating themselves out of actually learning something. That's all I'm trying to say here. Kia, can I ask you, when you scroll through... Oh, excuse me. What up? What up?
My bad. I was over here dying just now.
Was that good? It was that good? Oh, what you drinking?
No, I was over here dying.
Oh,
I was
shit,
eating
my bad.
Sunflower seeds. I was over here crushing. Like, I'm almost finished, and I started them when we started the show. Like, I crushed this bag while I was sitting here. I don't know what happened.
All right, you got it. So when you scroll through social media, how much time do you think you actually spend learning versus something like watching memes?
It's like May said, it depends on how I'm feeling for real, like what I'm getting on social media for. If I'm just like trying to pass some time, or like say I'm going to the store or something, like If I'm just trying to pass time, I'm just gonna look at some funny shit. If I'm sitting down and I really got a whole state of mind, like, all right, what can I learn today? What's something new that I don't know already? Like, where can I go that's gonna teach me or show me something that's gonna make me question and actually do the research for it. It's really all about the state of mind that I'm in.
Got you. Now I'm gonna put myself out there. Okay. I work a whole fucking lot. I don't really scroll through social media a whole fucking lot. I do as my garbage time, as my drama time. I don't like drama in my professional or my excuse me, my personal life. So it kind of becomes when I want to watch messy shit or I just want to laugh right quick. That's what social media becomes. If I'm in college, so I learn exactly what I need, and just like I have no problem with picking up a book and going through that book a million times. Some chapters I have to go through 3 or 4 times before I fully understand the chapter. So I'm the type of person that likes to really I like to learn, but at the same time, I need something from all the work that I'm trying to do just to take me away for the moment. And social media helps me with that. I don't, half the time it'd be clickbait on learning shit. So you can't really go on social media to really, really learn something. They'll tell you a little bit about it, but it won't be the real shit, the whole shit. So therefore, there's nothing I can really grasp except for basic concepts from them. And it's clickbait half the time. I'm watching the shit for no result at the end. So therefore, learning off it, if it's not the tonight's news or what happened crime now or whatever, then yeah, I'm not using social media for that basis. I really like books. I really like I really like my Kindle, or I really like flipping, like I got Walking Dead books in here, and they're actually fucking books. And I've read each and every one of them, or I've read tons of other self-help books and things like that, but I like buy them and keep them, and that's basically what I do. So social media for me is just an outlet to laugh. um let's see what we have here. Now I'm missing Kia. Look. That's a good thing. That means I did it equally. I fucked up equally all across the board.
That's fucked up all the way. Period. Don't
Ah.
get rid of me in here. Shit.
I ain't get rid of nobody. Cut it out. Stop it. Anyways, like I was saying, how often do you find yourself believing something just because it's trending? Isn't it a little scary how quickly misinformation spreads? And I'm a save May. May gonna hit me with a gem on this one because I know it. I see it. This is her type of shit right here. Kia, let me get a gem for this one right here. How often do you find yourself believing something because it's trending?
I don't. I gotta sit back and do the research. I feel like when something is trending entirely too fucking much, the government is hiding something. The government people be up to something and they trying to distract us from it. So I
Good
always feel
answer.
like I have to go digging deeper to
Good
figure out what's
answer.
going on. What the hell is the political people not telling us what's going on? Who's doing
Mm,
what? Like, yeah, I'm one of them. I don't
good
trust
answer.
shit that they put in the media no more.
Good answer.
I can't. Even when they put it in the media, I still can't trust the shit.
Hold up. I gotta give you one of these. Hey. Okay, May. Um, uh, I will ask you because I know you know this. That's why I said it. That's why I said you got something strong to say right here because you yourself have witnessed something like this. How often do you find somebody or yourself believing something that is just because it's trending? And how scary is it? How quickly misinformation spreads. We just talked about it. How the girl in class, and she may have not pissed herself, but it looked like it. So now everybody thinks it. So talk to me.
So, that's what's scary about social media is that people they can not only feed you whatever they want, whether it's truth or not, but they can take tidbits of the truth and make them appear differently than the context in which they were originally spoken or given. And between COVID and and all the stuff with the last few elections and so on and so forth, I can't believe how people have turned on their family, their friends, um, on each other just over stuff that isn't even 100% true that they're using to make us argue and fight with one another. And so, this is where it becomes scary because when you're taking these people who at this point refuse to do any kind of research or refuse to acknowledge that maybe, just maybe, somebody like isn't telling them 100% the truth, and then they become almost indignant about it, and that's what scares me about society is that you could take something that may or may not be true, and if everybody rallies behind it enough, people are going to go with it, and that's terrifying. And so what also bothers me in terms of that, and we touched on this in another show, and I've been thinking about it ever since because I never got to finish my point on it. So
Finish it.
I'm going to bring it up again. So this is why also I have a problem with them putting all these labels on everybody in society, right? Even down to like all the children, between all the different dysfunctions. Oh, everybody is a TikTok, therapist now. Oh, I have ADHD, I have this, I have that, I have blah 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 blah. Okay, here's the bottom line. I've been a psych nurse for 29 years. Everybody has some kind of malfunction. It's whether or not you can make it through your day. But what happens is when we put those kind of labels on people in society, it's only okay while that label is okay. And I think it was huge that we saw this in Germany, right? Because up until that point, nobody would have ever thought that, certain groups of people, just based on their classification, would have these things happen to them. And that's exactly what we saw. And so, again, autism, ADHD, black, white, whatever the label is you want to put on someone, it's only good and helpful and wonderful until society says, boy, we think those autistic people are the one doing this or that, and then everybody wants to lock them up or whatever, or black or white. And like I said again, I'm not stereotyping anyone, and I'm not saying a specific thing. I'm speaking on labels in general. That's why they're dangerous in society, because when we start to label things, that's when we're able to pinpoint certain things against them or turn things on them or make accusations against them. And that's when things get tricky, right? That's how we hate each other. So again, I just think the less labels we can have in society, the better off we are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's hard to when you build a capitalist society, it's hard to disassociate yourself from labels. It's hard to, because labels come with it. You want to be the best, you want to be better, you want to show you're better because your individuality. That's what happens in the capitalistic society. That's why more and more labels happen every single day. If you notice, people are getting separated even more today. They're separating even more. I heard today there was different separations in black people. I heard there was different areas. If you was from this area or you was from this area, you're two different types of black. So, I mean, there's even separation upon what's going on. So, I mean, inside a capitalistic society, yes, it's going to happen because you're trying to prove you're better. You're trying to separate yourself from the rest. Me and you talked about this before, May. We talked about capitalism and individualism, and we talked about empowerment and degradation. May, I would like to ask you. I know you were talking about something in specific with this question. Can you give me a little short, quick example, a story of how often or how scary it is misinformation spreads? Because you were just talking about something, and you spoke about a past show, and I believe you were talking during the presidential elections. I believe you were speaking about that.
Absolutely. And you know, and we've seen it a million times over in our presidential elections. And you know, even moreover to people like um, not wanting to look at all at the reality of both candidates and or their policies and or procedures. Um, and you know, I really feel like what it becomes is like a media circus, right? So even with Kamala, um, they really did her an injustice because let's be real, Joe was not capable of running anything for a very, very long time. And they really should have been putting her more in a position to be president earlier on to give her a better shot because they knew he was never going to pull through. But again, that wasn't what was feeding their intentions at the time. And, you know, again, people are losing friends and everything, and they're not even looking at the reality of it, which is at the end of the day, they're all having dinner together. And we're the only idiots fighting over it, right?
True.
You can go
True.
online right now and you're going to see pictures of Obama and Trump shaking hands. You're going to see
Yep.
pictures of them all having dinner together.
Yep.
You know, Biden, when he was more coherent, the poor guy is
Of
half dead
course.
now, but, you know, whatever. They are all friends, whether or not we believe that, and they are all funding their own best interests. And what they do is they set up, you know, and so if you look at social trends, right, from let's say maybe the late 80s up until now, they really set us up for this you know, what do they call it, reality TV kind of situations, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what
Right.
our presidential election basically is at this point. There's no real information, there's no real issues that are being discussed, there's no
I
real
agree with you on that.
policies, people
I agree with you with
respect
that.
each other anymore. All they're doing
I agree with you. That's right.
is slandering each other
That's right.
to prove like
Who's better?
whose balls are bigger. It's a
Yeah, who's
pissing
better?
contest. And for what? Because at the end of the day, what is really going to change, right?
They got no
When
policies in place.
oh,
You can't go in. You can't go into the office with no policy in place. So I
well,
mean,
and here's the whole thing. Okay, so let's talk about the policies in place, right?
nah, but
So even with
hold on,
that,
man.
so but
Hold on, man. Hold on. I didn't want to. I told you I wanted to speak about presidential show later, but I didn't want to talk about it tonight. I didn't want to go through the candidates. I didn't want to go through this tonight. We got to save this. We got to save this for another time. We have to save the presidentials for another time. All right. I understand you're passionate about the presidency politics, and I understand that. My one thing that I'm gonna say
well,
before I stop.
I'm only passionate about it because of the way social media plays on it, right?
Okay,
Because
okay, that's
I
fine.
personally don't
But
care.
I got one
I
thing that
personally
I'm
don't
gonna end. I'm
care.
gonna end the politics session on because we're not going through
Yeah.
politics. I got one thing. And I will say this wholeheartedly strong, and I will say this proud. Had it been different, and had Michelle Obama been running in the presidency, hands down, there was no question on who I would want as president right now. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. All right. The rest of it is all bullshit. All right. It's all past. We can't change it. We'll talk about this later on another date. I like what you have to say, May, and I told you this already. I'm not lying about that. But tonight, let's get into social media. A survey by Reuters found that 29% of people believe everything they read online. There's a lot of people ready to believe a meme over a fact. So are we becoming careless in our judgments? That is my question. In May, I would like to go right back to you and ask you, are we careless in our judgments? And I did put up a true fact. Reuters. Anybody can go up here and do a survey by you can label exactly what I said here. People believing memes over facts, and you can go to Reuters and you
Right.
can find these
No,
facts.
but I think it's because they're being spoon fed the information, like you said,
Yeah.
and they're not caring to, you know, to look into it. Like I've seen this a lot on Facebook, And memes on all sides. Like people will just post a meme because it's a meme, and then even when you debunk it, then they get mad. Um, I've actually, as stupid as it is, do you know I had Facebook ban my account because I posted this joke about like your first Ouija board. It was
Uh-huh.
like 2-year-olds board. It was something something, and they called it fucking misinformation.
Oh
I was
shit.
like, seriously, it's supposed to be funny. Like it
Okay.
was supposed to be fun, and they banned my account for like 30 days. But regardless,
Facebook
so
jail is a real
again,
thing. Facebook jail is a real thing.
the struggle is real. But anyway,
Kia,
so
let me
I
get your
think that what
insight.
happens
What you
is,
say, May? Hold on.
I
I'm sorry, May. What you say?
I said, I think what happens is people think that they could trust different sources that they follow and or rely on for different information. And so then what happens is, regardless of what they post, because the person trusts the source, they just automatically agree with it. And so yes, we have become careless because at some point we have to stop and like when we see certain things and think to ourselves, like, does that really make sense, right? Like in the country we live in, and the way our world is set up, do some of these things really make sense? And 89% of the time the answer is no. But what they did, so do you know what Shadowgate is? Do you remember
No,
what Shadowgate?
no. Please
Okay, so
remind me.
Shadowgate was when they first started Facebook, they did this experiment called Shadowgate, right? And that's why, if you remember, when we first started Facebook, there was only like buttons and there wasn't all the reactions, and now we have all the reactions, right? Because what
Mm-hmm.
they did was they used all of the people's reactions to see how that they could manipulate people's emotions. And the thing was called Shadowgate. And they
Mm.
did all of this research, and what they found was that they could really set people's tone for the whole day, set their mood for the whole day, you know um, essentially be in control of their emotions through
Mm-hmm.
what they were showing them.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why also they started having a lot of the things where they ban all of the violence and whatnot on Facebook. Same type of reason. It all went under the same type of thing.
Okay.
So again, the problem is they've already set people up to be in a heightened state of emotion, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that is literally what they do with things like Facebook, is they want to keep you in that dopamine rush to where you're
Mm.
constantly searching for that dopamine hit.
Okay.
So whether they do it through, if you're a person who gets easily emotional over children, they show you a lot of children. If you're somebody who likes music, they show you a lot of different music. But they that's what the cookies are. They
Mm.
fine tune your media experience to sway you emotionally. And
Got you.
so that is why what you have on the screen happens, because people think that because these are people that they follow or trust or whatever, that they can just blindly believe everything they say. And
Mm.
then they don't go and look for the facts and actually, even like with the Facebook fact finders, right? They
Mm-hmm.
had to say that it was all opinion, not fact.
Okay.
Because what they did was they had a group of people giving their opinion, not really saying the facts.
True.
And
True.
that's where we come into the objective facts versus subjective truths, right?
Okay. Okay.
The objective facts cannot change. The subjective truth can change,
True.
right?
You're right. Um, I would like to ask Kia now. Um, what do you think, Kia? Are we becoming careless in our judgments? What's up? Talk to me.
Um, yes and no, because I feel like some people. Okay, so like outside of the 29% of the people that do believe everything that they read online,
Yeah.
like, because I'm not considered with that 29%, because
Absolutely.
that's just weird. Okay,
Absolutely.
that's weird to me. I
Gotcha.
feel like if you can honestly believe everything that you read online, you have no logical reasoning. Like, you have no logical thinking skills. You have no critical thinking skills. You don't know how to think on your own. So therefore,
Mm.
everything that you read, you're going to believe.
Mm.
because
Okay.
you have no knowledge background. Like, you have no background for the knowledge. Like, you don't want the knowledge. You rather listen to what somebody else have to say and go with their opinion because it's already said. They didn't already worded it. You don't have to worry about trying to figure out how you want to say it. Somebody else already fucking said it.
Yep.
So yeah, I do think that we're becoming careless because to lose the critical thinking and the logical processing and reasoning behind everything because of something that you read online is crazy.
Okay. Get it. Get it. I got it. And me with this question, I think people were careless with their judgments way before the internet. I think people been careless with their judgments since the Geico caveman days.
Hell yeah.
I'm sorry. People been fucked up since the beginning of time. We've been making dumbass decisions from the beginning of time. A man tells you not to eat a fruit off a tree. You say, fuck it. I want to eat that fruit. Ah, shit. Anyways, I want to take one more commercial break. We'll be right back. Okay, ladies. If you could create a new reality show about any topic, what would it be and why? And to make it extra funny, I'm gonna need a catchphrase. Let me think. Eeny, meeny, can I get May? Let me get that, May.
A reality TV show?
Yeah, any topic.
Hmm. I don't know. I think it would be
Ooh.
interesting to do like follow which it's completely against HIPAA, but if it wasn't, to like follow around and like see what us psych nurses go through in the community because
Ooh.
like I said, or like I told you about the story about the lady with her fingers cut off. That is one of very, very many. So I think it would be a new version of Cops.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yo, you know what's crazy? I just thought of it. I'm like, Med girls, what you gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Anyways, I need a catchphrase from you.
Oh God, what's it gonna be? I don't know. I gotta think of a catchphrase for it. Let's see. I don't know. I have to
Med
think. You gotta
girls
give me
with
a
the
few
jazz hands. Med.
Oh my goodness!
Oh shit, Kia, help
Kia
me
can't
out.
answer this question. Go ahead, Ali. You answer it. I
Oh,
can't
that's
answer this
fucked
question.
up. Oh, that's fucked up. You know what I was just thinking though? See, I got a little twisted mind, so bear with me. I would create something that was my version of the real world. And it would be about farmers and farm girls dating.
And you want to know the craziest part, Ali?
What?
When you said you was gonna do your version of the real world, you know the only thing that came to my fucking brain when you said that shit was Kim
What?
Possible.
That's right. I'm gonna put a whole bunch
Oh
of
my
farmers in there, and I'm gonna put one New York City slicker right in the middle.
I thought Kim Possible until you said the farmer shit. As soon as you said the farmer shit, I said, okay, well maybe not Kim Possible.
Okay,
Anymore.
okay. My catchphrase is gonna be, "Get Bubba or get lost."
Oh my God.
Get Bubba or get lost. Kia, let me get that.
Kia don't know. Kia trying to think.
Damn.
I'm telling you, like, I
You
don't
could have
know.
had like Food Wars, or you could have had like.
They already have a Food Wars.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll start a new one. Water balloon glitter dust war. How about that? I throw the water balloon at you and hit you with it, and glitter dust come out.
I would just do a reality show about food.
Okay.
I would name it after my catering business.
Okay.
That would be the catchphrase itself. My catering business is gonna be the catchphrase. Forget
Okay.
the rest. And then like I would pick and choose which recipes I want to give my secret ingredients to.
Ooh, I watch that. I watch that shit. It's like it's like cooking wars, like almost like yeah, it's like parking wars but cooking wars. I get it. Let me get a catchphrase from you.
Keys to the soul. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, chicka chicka. Oh shit. Anyways. Oh shit. Y'all got me on some shit. Oh yeah, ladies, it's sound off time. Right now is the time that we sound off during the show. Either about something that we missed during the show. Shit, it could be about your dog that pissed on your paper last week. I don't care. Sound off, ladies, and who I'm going to start with tonight, I'm going to keep Kia rolling. Kia, let me get your sound off tonight.
Let me think. I don't know. I'm having a caffeine withdrawal. I have no idea.
Okay, I'm going to add that to my sound off. Okay, well, first, before you get started, man, I'm going to go before you, man. I want to pull up the internet screen, and this is something that happened during this show. Let me switch this over and get the right screen intact here.
Really need you to figure out where that is, though.
You said what?
I really need you to figure out where that is.
Where what is?
That picture. The background. Is that like an AR?
Oh no. That's off my computer. It's an Apple thing. I gotta contact Apple and ask them where they got that from.
Okay.
All right, May. My sound off is states that issued lockdown and stay-at-home orders during Corona. All right, you said, as I remember, you said that there were states that had people locked down for a year. This right here is the state union on all states that were locked down during here, and then you can see it's almost all 50. It's almost all 52 states. It's only a couple that weren't on lockdown. But when I come here, I see that each and every one of them had the longest I seen was a 4-month lockdown. Now, mind you, people were in there on lockdown, and they tell you, the name of the order. They tell you all this right here and how long it was. May 31st to May 15th is on Arizona. If I go over here to Connecticut, which Connecticut should be in here somewhere right here, it was from March 23rd to May 20th. So you guys had about, 3-4 months of lockdown. So I mean, it wasn't a year we were inside the house.
But that was total lockdown. Okay.
I did put total lockdown. It says it right here.
Whatever you say. The kids did not go to school for a year. They did not destroy our economy in 3 months. They did.
Okay.
Not.
Yes, they did. Yes.
No, they didn't.
It was the effects after the 3 months that we stayed inside. Like when people stayed inside, they stopped going to.
You couldn't go anywhere.
Huh?
3 months was complete lockdown.
Okay.
So that was that you couldn't leave your house at all. You couldn't leave.
Man, I was locked in solitary confinement for 3 months before. I was locked in solitary confinement for 3 months before. I mean, 3 months, 90 days. 90 days. It's 90 days. If you talk about 365 days, that's a totally different subject. But this right here is 90 days. And the effects after these 90 days, the effects of people staying at home. Excuse me?
So that was that you couldn't leave the house. We still had all the mandates and everything. Mask mandates, 6 feet mandates.
Okay.
You still weren't
allowed. You could still go out.
Outside.
You could have still went out.
It was still very little. You could go out very little.
Yeah, but
You
like
did not have to.
my main specific thing that I'm sounding off about is we could actually go to stores. Like if we wanted to go to a grocery store, we could have drove. We didn't have to get DoorDash. We didn't have to do this. Maybe for 3 months, maybe we did. But after
Of
that
course
3
you
months, it's our choice. Huh?
Right, because the government made you scared.
Nah,
government-
see, people
We're gonna
allow
get
that
sick
fear
and
to
die.
get to them. We're doing that.
People are afraid. People are still wearing fucking masks outside, walking around.
I don't want to catch
People
COVID.
are still afraid.
I don't want to catch COVID.
That's
Well,
what
I
they did
mean,
on
I think
purpose.
that everybody needs to go back to wearing the goddamn mask.
China does
Period.
it on the regular.
Everybody. Like,
It's-
I'm not okay.
it's-
So I think that you said for what? Because who the fuck
For
really
what?
want to
It
walk
doesn't do
around with
anything.
COVID? Bro.
Do you see how dirty and disgusting people's masks were during COVID? I'm a nurse.
But do you see how dirty and disgusting it is to have fucking COVID or be sick and be out here passing that shit around?
You would get COVID anyway. You get sick
I have
anyway.
never caught COVID, man.
I've never had.
Not, hold on. Let me find some wood, goddammit. Hold on. Yeah, here we go. My desk is wood. I've never caught COVID.
My grandparents have had COVID 3 fucking times since COVID has been out. I've never caught COVID, ever. And I worked in the nursing homes. I had 4 different houses that I used to go to in the nursing home that I worked for, where I've never contracted COVID dealing with none of my residents. None of my residents, and not even dealing with my grandparents, have I ever caught that shit.
Some people never get the flu. Some people get it every year. The flu is an epidemic every year. Pneumonia is an epidemic every year.
COVID's not.
So,
I was ready to say, COVID don't compare.
COVID was a pandemic.
Wait, I didn't catch that, man.
COVID was a pandemic.
COVID was a pandemic.
Absolutely, yes. It's still
Every
going on
year,
today,
the
though.
Flu and pneumonia is an epidemic. If you look up on up until COVID.
COVID is
Exactly.
an epidemic now because it's still
Exactly.
here. It's still prevalent.
It's not a
Look
pandemic.
on the CDC website. Hundreds of thousands of people die every year from the flu and pneumonia.
Okay, well, I'm not
So
taking that away
they
from
make
it.
people afraid.
I'm not taking that away from it. But if you
They
knowingly
make
have
people
COVID, then you should
afraid.
knowingly put a mask on.
True.
Why be out here spreading it?
Because you're going to catch it anyway. It's a
No,
virus.
bullshit.
You're not. That's what I'm
Bullshit.
saying.
Bullshit. No,
You are.
bullshit.
If
Yes,
I
you
was gonna catch it anyway, don't you think that I would have caught it already?
No, because you're not predispositioned to it. It's just like the flu. Some people, I never get the flu. Ever.
That's not true.
Some people get it every year.
If you're saying, hold on, wait, May, because if you're saying that everybody is gonna end up catching it, why the fuck ain't everybody then caught it yet? As long as it been out.
And you don't know if you had it unless you were testing yourself every couple weeks. You
No,
could have had
man,
it. Not even
hold
know.
on. There's symptoms that come with COVID that don't come with anything else.
That's not true. You could
why
test
not?
positive and have no symptoms at all. Look it up.
I've never heard of another. I me myself, I'm not a nurse, by say, but I've never heard of something that takes away your taste buds and everything, your smell and your taste. I've only heard COVID.
Sometimes, some people, and
Yeah,
it
the
depends
flu
on
don't
what
do
type
that.
of COVID you had. You could lose your hair. You could have nausea and vomiting. You could have respiratory symptoms. You could have no symptoms. We had nurses that had 0 symptoms test positive, and we had nurses that were completely symptomatic that tested negative.
Okay.
The testing has nothing to do with it, and you could have very well had it and not known it.
As I said,
again,
people are lazy.
it's just like any
People
other
act
illness.
lazy when it comes to business and going to businesses. And we were not on lockdown for a year. We were not on lockdown for 6 months.
They did not get lazy. They were put in fear by the media. The media made everyone afraid that they were going to die. They kept us from seeing our families. They kept us from seeing our friends. They kept us from seeing our relatives.
They didn't stop them from eating.
Everybody from spreading germs, though.
Yeah, they didn't stop them from eating or ordering food or getting food. They could have easily went.
You can't stop people from spreading germs. Even if you never lost your house, you'll still get. Even if you never left your house, you will still get sick and die of something.
Okay, you'll die anyway. You'll die. You could be of
crazy.
old age.
To be so crazy to think that you can stop yourself from getting any kind of illness is
Not any.
delusional.
We're talking about COVID. We're
It's
talking
not the
about
flu.
COVID. We're not
It's
talking
a
about the
virus.
flu. We're not talking about the common
It's
cold.
a virus.
Everybody catches
COVID
those.
was around as long as the flu. Look on a bottle of Lysol from 1990. It's just a different variant. So again, you sound ignorant because COVID's
No.
been here
Hold on.
It's a
Park
different
yourself. Park it. If it's
Yeah.
called a different variant, then you're the jackass
Yeah.
because COVID was the name of it for now. It wasn't COVID
No.
before. COVID is now.
COVID was
So
before. Go
let's be
find a
real.
bottle.
Let's be
Yes,
real.
it
Don't
was.
say COVID was
It was
fucking
COVID or something else.
measles. Don't say COVID was the
It's
fucking
been
measles.
fucking
COVID is COVID.
It's just like the flu. They
Oh
have the
man,
bird
cut that
flu,
shit out.
They have the
Cut
swine
that shit
flu,
out. That's
they
bullshit.
have the other flu.
COVID is
has been around
COVID.
forever. It's a
Hey.
COVID
different-
is COVID, nigga.
No, it
Yeah.
wasn't. COVID's been around since the
Then why the fuck
1990s.
did they call it
Look
COVID?
it up.
They would have called
Look
it
it up.
XJ900
It
from
was a
1740.
There's a different variant.
Not COVID-19.
Look it up.
Okay, well, you're right. I'm gonna allow let
Look
right
it up
to
right
be
now.
right.
Look up
And you know what? I'm
COVID
just
from
gonna say
1990.
when they call something
It's a different variant.
COVID, they didn't call it the measles. They didn't call it the flu. They didn't call it influenza or any of that
Right,
shit.
because it's a
They called it
variant of
COVID.
the COVID virus that was already fucking here.
I-
Just like the
I've
flu.
never heard of
They
COVID
have
before.
the swine flu. They have the bird flu. They
Yeah,
have
I've heard of those.
all different kinds of flus. It's
I've
the
heard
same
of those.
thing.
So
That's why they
basically
call
what
it
you're saying is that the
COVID-19
bird flu and that the
because
swine
it's a
flu could have been
variant
considered a
of the
COVID
COVID
variant
virus.
too.
Yeah, it was a COVID variant back then in the
That's a
days.
COVID variant. All right, cool. Okay, all right, we there.
That's fine.
All right.
It could be the case.
All
That's
right.
why I'm not a doctor, and I don't claim to be a
Okay.
doctor, May. I'm just
telling
gonna let it be.
Look on a bottle of Lysol from 1990. COVID is one of the things listed it kills. It was a different variant, just like the flu.
Okay.
So again, they fear-mongered us into believing that this virus that some people believe intentionally gave us, was going to be what wiped out our existence. And by doing that, they destroyed our economy. They destroyed our relationships with our family. They used it to manipulate us through social media and everything else in the whole entire world.
I got you. Okay. I got you. Like I said, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not gonna act like I am a doctor. May, can I get you to sound off before I bring up the end of the show?
Yeah, I just want to say that, it really makes me very, very sad that people do just take all this dumbass information and run with it. And I will give a couple examples, one of which was with the whole thing with COVID. So when COVID was going on, I had gotten into an argument with one of the nurses that I work with online about it because, they were saying at the time that you could have COVID and not even know, or that you could have it for 3 months and so on and so forth and all this other stuff and blah, blah, blah. But then they were also saying that after you went and tested, right, that 12 days after that, you were no longer contagious, even if you tested positive for the 3 months. So I was like, okay, so what you're saying is that the test and testing positive is what gives you that's after the 12 days, it's just gone, right? Whatever. So of course what she was saying made absolutely no sense, but this is what the media was spoon feeding us, right? Because what sense does that make? So if I go to the ER with a broken leg and they test me for COVID, right? Even though I've had no symptoms, 12 days from that test, I'm no longer, contagious, even if I've already had it for a month. Right?
Got you.
It's the whole same thing. It's the same thing with the abortion. With everybody saying, "Oh, they're killing women. They're taking our rights. They're this and that." No, they didn't. All they did was take it out of the federal and hand it back to the states. Okay? And so what that means for us as women is if you live in a state where it is not deemed acceptable, then you, when it comes time to vote people into office in your state who are going to make better laws. So again, it's all this misinformation that they're just kind of using to play with our emotions and to put us against each other. And that's where I have a hard time with social media.
I get it.
Other than that, I think it's fantastic.
I get it. Yes, you're right. I
Okay, this
believe
is
social media has a
COVID-19.
lot to offer.
Just look
Just
up
like,
COVID in general, not 19. 19's the variant.
well,
Look up
hold up.
just
That's what
COVID.
they. Okay, COVID's the okay.
Look
That
up just plain
I
COVID.
did.
19 is the
1990
variant.
was COVID here. I didn't say 19. I said COVID in my
It
question
says right here,
box. And the
COVID-19.
first
Look
thing
what you
that
have
popped
written.
up was COVID-19. Look, history of
Okay.
coronavirus. Look, see,
Right,
identified in
1933.
1933.
Right
When
there.
did it come to America? When did it come to
No.
America?
COVID-19. This is fucking COVID-19.
Do you see my question?
It's
Do you see my question?
different variant.
What is my question?
Go back to the other part.
What is my
Go back
question,
to the
May?
other part. It's been in America.
That's
This isn't in
Wikipedia.
America.
It's a different variant.
That's
This isn't
Wikipedia,
America.
though.
This ain't
Hold on,
even in
wait.
America.
Whatever you want. I'm not going to argue with you about
This
this.
ain't even in
Go and
America.
read. Go and read.
And this
It
is
was always in
Wikipedia.
America.
This ain't even fucking
Just like
fact.
the
This is
flu was.
Wikipedia.
COVID-19 is a different
This
fucking
right here is
variant.
fact.
It's a different variant that started in China.
Okay.
It's a different
It
variant.
hit
The
America
COVID-19 virus
in
has
2000,
always
January
existed,
of
just like the flu.
2020.
Just like the flu.
But
You're mincing points.
no,
You're
I'm not.
you're
All I did
trying
was
to make-
Google it.
Because COVID has always been in America.
How?
COVID-19 is a variant.
So you calling this a lie?
Is a variant that began in China and then came here, just like the flu.
Do you see my
Just like with the
question,
bird
May?
flu.
May, do you see my
So
question?
click on the timeline, Ali.
You're
Huh?
not
Click on
making
the
sense.
timeline.
Click on the timeline. All right, I click on it. I click on it. I click on it. I click on it. May, do you see my question?
That's it.
Do you see my
What's
question,
your
May?
question?
My question was COVID was in 1990? Was COVID here, not COVID-19?
Yes.
COVID.
Not COVID-19. Just plain
It says
COVID.
no. It says no, May.
33.
It says no.
Yes. Oh my God. I'm not arguing
Look,
with you.
though initially
I'm sorry.
discovered in Wuhan, China in late 2019.
The fucking 19 thing.
You know what,
Look at
May,
it.
just for you, I'm going to put COVID without 19 again, and it's going to pop up with 19. It all
Right,
pops
because
up
that's
off
what comes up on
19.
your Google search. But that doesn't mean that they didn't have a COVID virus, honey.
You're
And
right,
that's
but
the
it
point.
wasn't in America.
Yes, the fuck it was.
Okay,
it just
May, well-
wasn't COVID-19.
Okay. Well, I per se would like to say one thing right quick while she gets the understanding. I would like to say, as we wrap up today's episode of the Gag Order, I want to leave you with this thought. Social media is a powerful tool, but like any tool, it can be misused. Let's strive to be mindful of how we consume information and remember that critical thinking is still our best friend. Whether it's memes or meaningful content, let's make sure we're using our brains and not just our thumbs. Okay, thank you for joining us tonight on the Gag Order. Let's keep this dialogue alive and continue to challenge the way we think about the world around us. Let's go, man. It's the Gag. May, can I get you to show me what you had to say before I click off? Let's go. I want to see that.
No, I'm still looking. I will find it. We'll talk about this next
We'll
time.
talk about this on another time. You guys have a wonderful evening and night. Thank you for watching the Gag Order. Kia, thank you for showing up. May, thank you for being here. Yo, I love this shit, man. Let's fucking go.